Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are going to unpack a topic that is just as historically fascinating as it is absolutely critical for our immediate future. We're talking about survival, human innovation, and a crazy ancient mystery that actually holds the ultimate warning for our modern world. Today, we're covering the Kuldhara Warning and how we survived the global water war. By the end of our time together, you're going to understand exactly how the past is predicting our future and, more importantly, what we can actually do about it. Okay, let's dive right into this. Imagine waking up one morning, stepping outside into this sprawling, vibrant village. You've got 400 beautifully constructed houses, majestic temples, these wide, perfectly planned streets, but there is total, absolute silence. Not a single human soul in sight. Now that sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually the very real history of Kuldhara, a village sitting deep in the harsh Rajasthan desert. In literally a single night, 80,000 people vanished. Just gone. Local legends will tell you it was because of a dark curse or some cruel minister, but the scientific truth is actually way more terrifying. They simply ran out of water. To really wrap our heads around the gravity of them disappearing, we kind of have to recognize just how brilliant these people were. The Paliwal Brahmins who lived in Kuldhara were, no joke, absolute geniuses of desert survival. They invented the Khadin system, which was this revolutionary rainwater harvesting method that captured runoff right from the hill slopes. They were so incredibly advanced that they were successfully growing crops right smack in the middle of the Thar Desert, a place where, literally, nothing should be able to grow. But here is the chilling lesson for us. Even their magnificent, cutting-edge technology couldn't save them when their primary source, the Kaku River, was dammed, and their wells eventually ran dry. When the water stops, the civilization ends.
That brings us to Section 1, the Global Water War.
We're shifting from that ancient micro-example of Kuldhara to a terrifying macro problem that is staring us right in the face today. Picture this scenario, which is actually projected for June 2026. Two neighboring nations quietly moving heavy artillery toward a shared river delta. And they aren't mobilizing for land. They aren't mobilizing for oil. They are positioning their military entirely for the water running through it. While most of the world is distracted by fuel prices and other things, a secret, desperate global struggle is brewing over blue gold, literally the one single resource we absolutely cannot live without. We're moving deep into an age of hydropolitics, where national security is entirely defined by depleting aquifers. And this brilliantly illustrates the immense scale of the threat we are facing. Think back to the 1877 Super El Niño. It altered global weather patterns so severely that it caused widespread famine, resulting in nearly 50 million deaths across India, China, and Brazil. 50 million. Now fast forward to the projection for 2026, a mega El Niño. When trillions of liters of Pacific water heat up, it shifts wind and rain patterns for the entire planet. But today, our baseline temperature is already significantly higher because of climate change. This creates a terrifying heat heater effect, pushing experts to project 2026 as the hottest year in human history, bringing temperature anomalies mankind has never even seen before. Which leads us to Section 2, the war against bad policy. You see, this global water war isn't just a battle against nature. It's increasingly a battle against our own incredibly destructive policies. It's a stark reality. While we desperately, urgently need trees to cool our expanding cities and recharge our vital groundwater, our policies are driving us in the exact opposite direction. Get this. In 2024 alone, India lost over 18,000 hectares of primary forest. We're talking about massive, devastating clearances in places like the Hasdeo forest, just to make way for mines, alongside thousands of hundred-year-old trees being chopped down for festivals. We are systematically destroying the very natural infrastructure that gives us water in the first place. And let me tell you exactly why that is so devastating. 12 degrees Celsius. Scientific studies have proven that planting and maintaining mature trees can drop local temperatures by up to an astonishing 12 degrees. I mean, that is literally the difference between a hot day and a lethal heat wave. Trees are our natural air conditioners. They are our groundwater guardians. Yet, the hypocrisy of our current policies is just wild. Governments will often boast about planting saplings, right? But the reality is that a single new sapling planted has a 90% chance of dying. You just cannot replace the ecological value of an ancient, proven survivor with a fragile twig. And for every sapling planted, we're currently seeing 18 square kilometers of irreplaceable old-growth forest cut down. We're basically trading our absolute best defense for an illusion of progress. All right, moving on to Section 3, the economic front lines. I want to connect this massive global data directly to you because this is an economic crisis that's going to hit your wallet and your daily life with incredible force. In India, a staggering 51% of agriculture depends entirely on the monsoon. When the rains fail, the crops fail. In an average El Niño year, we see food prices jump by about 5%. But in a super El Niño year, we could easily see a massive spike right up to 9% food inflation. So every single time you go to the grocery store, you'll be paying the real-world price for these global water disruptions.
Now, what's really interesting about this next number, 14%, is the massive human cost behind it. For informal workers, a single degree of temperature rise doesn't just mean a sweaty afternoon. It actively slashes their daily earnings by 14%. Just 1 degree takes away 14% of their income.
And who exactly does this impact? 38 crore informal workers in India alone. These are your delivery partners, the construction workers building your cities, the street vendors in your neighborhoods. They are on the absolute front lines of this war. As corporate privatization of water tightens its grip on communities, these vulnerable workers are bearing the brutal brunt of it all. They're facing unprecedented heat waves, often without any legal protection whatsoever, and in a lot of cases without even access to a simple drink of cold water.
So let's talk about Section 4, how we fight back.
Listen, this explainer isn't about giving up. We can't stop a mega El Niño from happening all by ourselves, but we absolutely hold the power to fight back through localized, decentralized action. Here is your battle plan. First, fiercely protect the old trees in your neighborhood. They are your proven survivors. Second, demand accountability. The government currently has 12 types of notified natural disasters, but totally refuses to include heat waves to avoid paying compensation. We've got to speak up and demand that changes. Third, reduce your dependence on the grid. Solar energy prices have crashed globally. It's honestly the best way to cut coal burning and secure your own power. And finally, just practice basic humanity. Offer some water to the delivery drivers and security guards in your community. If just 20 million people take these independent, decentralized actions, there is absolutely no crisis that can defeat us. So I'm going to leave you with this final, critical question. Will your neighborhood become the next Kuldhara, swept away by poor planning and empty wells? Or will you take action today? The choice is entirely in our hands. And hey, if you are eager to dig deeper, to learn how to use modern tools like AI to research vital topics like this, or even to build your own activism website in minutes to organize your community, I highly encourage you to join my AI Masterclass this Sunday. It's a fantastic way to turn this knowledge into real power. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you next time.